Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome for the first time. I'm Leslie, if I haven't met you yet. Judging by the title of this video, we're having a pregnancy chit chat because I am pregnant with my first baby. It's a baby boy. I personally love watching all things about pregnancy and just hearing how it affects every woman differently. So I thought it'd be fun to do one of my own. So buckle in. I'm going to share some questions that I received on Instagram and just some of a recap of my first trimester and my second trimester that I'm now in. I have my journal here where I wrote down everything. The biggest question I got was any cravings or any weird cravings. You've probably heard like the midwives' tales of like if you're having a boy, you're probably craving X, or if you're having a girl, you're craving this. So, excuse me, and I'm sorry if I'm nasally, like congestion. Pregnancy congestion is a real thing and I definitely have that. So I haven't had any cravings of anything that I didn't love before. I would just say it's a little more amplified now. I wrote in all caps carbs because I just love carbs. Anything salty, like I've always loved, and I think I love it even more now in pregnancy. Well, sometimes I will have specific things that I feel like baby is wanting. So something I've been craving is like those pumpkin cookies, and they have the literal pumpkin on them. They're Pillsbury as well. I have been craving those and I can't get them because they're always out of stock. That's something that I've been craving, I guess you could say, but honestly, yeah, pretty boring there. A lot of people asked if I have any morning sickness. Another person asked, is morning sickness how it's portrayed in the movies? Yeah, spoiler alert, I'm very grateful, but I did not experience morning sickness. I did read that that's kind of like a common thing. Like if you are more prone to having like a queasy stomach or a sick stomach outside of pregnancy, then you're more prone to having morning sickness, kind of. But for me, no, I didn't have that, which I'm very, very, very thankful for. But I would get like a weird taste in my mouth like all throughout the day, and I still kind of have it. Some people will say it's like a metallic taste. I wouldn't say it's like a metallic taste for me, but it's just like weird. I honestly can't even describe it. You feel like after meals you have to just brush your teeth or just have gum, and for me that's something I've been doing. Like if I have a meal and I like start feeling that taste, I'll just have gum. Glucose test, how was that? So I actually had my glucose test last week and I was a little bit like nervous, like what do I expect from this? Like people portray it to be so terrible, and I guess it is bad for some people, I've heard, but for me it went fine. Like it was literally like, this is it, like this is what everyone's freaking out about, like this is not that serious. Granted, I had the orange flavor, and a few of my friends and mama friends have said that like the fruit punch flavor, I guess, is really disgusting, but I lucked out and I had the orange flavor and it was not bad. It literally tastes like watered down Fanta or like watered down orange soda. It was fine, and mine was cold. I guess some people get theirs like lukewarm, which I can see like why that would be disgusting, but mine was cold and it was fine. Yeah, so I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. It was just like whatever. Anything unexpected? There's a lot of things, I guess, unexpected. I guess you can go either route, like whether it's emotionally, physically. I guess I'll go the route, I don't know, I'll just be random, I guess. People always stare at you when you're pregnant, like especially if you're by yourself. They kind of just give you this like look. It's not rude per se, but like, I don't know, they just stare. Why is being pregnant weird? Like, I'm not an alien, like, or I don't even know what they think. I don't know if they feel sorry for me, if they think like I'm whatever, but, or maybe, I don't know, people don't know if I'm pregnant or they're trying to gauge if I am or not, which, yeah, I didn't expect, or maybe no, I did expect. I expected people to give their opinions, because with every stage or season that you're in, someone's always gonna have an opinion, right? Most times they don't mean harm, but like, yeah, I didn't expect people I don't even really talk to like that to kind of come out of the woodworks and like share their experiences that. And again, I know it's not coming from a bad place, but it's like, okay, I don't don't know, I guess people just love to share the experience. So I wasn't expecting that per se, and I can't say I love that either. But I do love advice when I ask for it or from people I have a close relationship with. And I think that goes for most people. Wrote down my first trimester symptoms. I just want to like stick in first trimester for now. Intense fatigue. Even with multiple naps, like I was just always tired. Like I could sleep 8 hours the night before and I'd wake up just feeling really tired, or I'd like need a midday nap. Moody and emotional, for sure, and my husband can attest to this. I was very moody, and so it's very similar to like your pre-period symptoms, or even when you're on your period, but I guess more intense. So I had some moments of just really low lows and really high highs. My boobs were very, very tender, very like sore to the touch. Yeah, and they grew immensely. In my first trimester, my appetite increased a lot. So actually it was weird. So my appetite would increase sometimes where I'd be like really hungry, or I'd eat and like still not feel satisfied. And then I also had food aversions. So that was a big thing in my first trimester, where like nothing sounded good. Even the things I loved, like food just did not sound good at all. I'd still eat, but like it was just very little. And I'm glad that is over. I'm moving on to second trimester, which everyone loves and raves about and talks about so highly, and I see why, because I do love being in the second trimester. You just feel like you get like this boost of energy, and like you want to tackle so much on your to-do list. I always want to prep for baby. I want to be taking all the classes, and I want to be reading all the books and learning all the things, and this is the time to establish care and pediatrician and doctor and all that. Yeah, you just want to do all of that in your second trimester. Like you're way more social, you're way more like apt to wanting to go out and this and that and just do all the fun things. So really grateful for this boost of energy in the second trimester, and I feel more connected to him. I would say that, I don't know if it's because like I saw him in the ultrasound and how big he is, and he's moving and he's kicking a lot more now. You feel less moody and just more grateful, more connected to your baby, more excited to meet them. Not that I didn't in the first trimester, but I think second trimester is where it like starts to sink in a little bit more. And my appetite has definitely panned out to where I'm eating more balanced meals now. Things don't gross me out as much. The not so fun stuff in second trimester is definitely the more body pain. Like you have more body aches, back aches, round ligament pain, because your uterus and your pelvis and all that is stretching and making room for baby. Definitely have that. I have a heating pad, I have a pregnancy pillow. I'm going to be scheduling in the next coming weeks some like a pelvic floor therapist, having like a prenatal massage, things like that to really help. When I go to the gym, I bounce on the bouncy ball, what do you even call that? The medicine ball? Yeah, the medicine ball. I usually do that to like kind of open my hips, and that helps a lot. I will say the pain is real. That's probably like my biggest symptom. For the most part, it really hits me at night, like after I've had a full day of moving around, doing stuff. Can't sit or stand too long, and my pregnancy app that I have also like says the same thing. Like try not to sit too long, because you need to keep that blood flowing, and try not to stand too long either, because you're just kind of exhausting your body. So that's it for really my second trimester symptoms, how I'm feeling. And that's definitely like a question I get a lot, even in my personal life and with my friends. They'll just ask me like, how are you doing emotionally? How are you feeling? Which I really appreciate. If we're gonna add things to the list of things that I love in pregnancy, I would definitely say is like the thoughtfulness of people. Definitely a lot of gratitude. I know it is such a blessing and a miracle to carry life, and I don't take it lightly. I just feel so blessed and so fortunate to be my baby's home. Like just being pregnant, it doesn't feel real, even though it's very real. You feel the kicks, all of that, but some days you're just in disbelief that like God chose you to be a mom and to be a home to your baby, and it's just all the things. You feel unworthy in some ways, but just so grateful that you are deemed worthy to carry this baby. And baby's kicking right now, which means he's just very happy about what I'm saying. I'm definitely more protective of my emotional space and my peace. The Instagram algorithm or the TikTok algorithm, like, it loves to just show you like all the baby things and all the marriage things and all the school things, like whatever season you're in, obviously your algorithm is gonna pick up on that. And so like definitely I've had to just mute some stuff or just show some stuff less, because they're not always the most positive stories, and truthfully, like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that. I want to believe the best for my pregnancy. And also goes along with like friends and family who mean well, but like they'll share their experiences that were not so good. And you know, I'll listen for the most part, but I try to just create boundaries or just minimize how much we engage in that way. You may have heard the term pregnancy brain, but what I've read, and again, this is from my app, is that it's not just that you're forgetful, but your mind is filled with so much, preoccupied with so much other things regarding baby, all the things you need to do, prepare for your family. It's not just that you're choosing to be forgetful, but you're focused on other things. And so there's some days where I've just had to turn off the world and just focus on myself, keeping myself healthy, keeping baby healthy, how can I best prepare for him, all that. I've been reading this book called What to Expect When You're Expecting, which you may have heard of, and it's been really good. It's been really informative. Obviously take things with a grain of salt, but it is very insightful and I do really like it. I have an app as well, as I mentioned. It's just Baby Center, which is a pretty common one that was recommended to me, but I do love it. You get to see like baby's growth from week to week. You get to see your growth from week to week, and like the tips are always really spot on. So I love that. Pregnancy is not all just like peaches and cream. You know, it's painful, as I mentioned. In some ways it's uncomfortable. It could just be a lot because you have a lot on your mind, but then life obviously keeps going, right? And definitely a lot to do and prepare for before baby comes, and so that can obviously feel stressful. You're like, I don't have enough time. He's coming soon. Like, will I have this done by then? And I need to learn this by then. And your life is changing so fast. One piece of advice that someone gave me was just like, you're never gonna be fully prepared. You're never gonna feel fully prepared. And I feel like someone else also gave me this advice when I was getting married. You're never gonna be fully prepared for the season you're stepping into, but God graces you for the season that you're in. He will cover you and meet like where you lack in that season. You're not expected to have it all figured out before you get there. The beauty is the learning. The beauty is the journey. I just think that's so great. So I try to remind myself of that when I'm feeling stressed. I think that's everything. And then I thought it'd be fun to show baby since he's been hiding this whole time. This is my bump. He's a big boy. Side view. Yeah, he's big. He's a big boy. He's actually in the 89th percentile, which apparently is not really big. It's 90 and up, but I'm like, 89? That's still big. His dad was 10 pounds, so pray for me. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, I hope this was insightful and helpful to you if you are pregnant or know someone who's pregnant or plan to be pregnant in the future. And yeah, thank you just for being happy for us and supporting our journey. See you guys next time.